There's been some news in the Amico sphere, so let's look into that. Looks like there's a new roadmap for the future of the Amico and the games and Amico Home. There's some new rules for the Discord, and the Amir lawsuit has been dismissed against Intellivision and Tommy Tellerico. This was posted by Parrot Claw one day ago at the Intellivision_Amico subreddit. So what this most likely means, we don't get the details of it, is that the furniture company, it was a six-figure sum thereafter, was over $100,000 if I remember, and it's been going on for over a year. Both Tommy Tellerico and Intellivision Entertainment were named as defendants. It's been dismissed, and this most likely means that they got paid something, if not what they were owed. So it was dismissed, and it happened to happen on May 23rd. And that was the same day that Atari announced that they bought the Intellivision brand. So there's healthy speculation that these two are connected. So, and maybe this was part of the deal for Atari buying the Intellivision brand. Hey, we don't want this, so if we pay you, you got to pay off this lawsuit. So whether Intellivision Entertainment or not Intellivision paid them off, whether Tommy Tellerico paid them off with the money he earned from this, whether they used Tommy Tellerico's portion, some deal was made. They paid the money, it would appear, and now that's taken care of. And of course, the deal could have been, the checks could have been cashed before it was officially announced. And by the way, not Intellivision, it's been like almost a month now. Have they said anything to their investors? Nope. Have they sent out an email about this landmark, huge, massive move for their company? Nope. All they've said is a little bit in their Discord server, which you need to go through several hoops to join. Speaking on the Discord, over there, John Alvarado of Not Intellivision Entertainment posted a new roadmap. And we'll take a closer look in a second, but if you look at the roadmap, they've changed some things. Like they're no longer giving you days or months when they anticipate releasing stuff. They're just going to say, hey, in the future, we're going to release things. And I'm going to take a closer look at that. Plus, they're cracking down. It's even going to be even harder to get information because all they want to talk about is currently published products. So don't ask about the future. And one of the rules, it's interesting, is no negative questions, investigation of the Intellivision business past, present, or future. Well, guess what? There is no more Intellivision future for Not Intellivision Amico. That now belongs to Atari. So I guess you could talk about their other company maybe. Now they're only going to talk about, they're taking away the word negative. Now we're only going to talk about what's already published. And they put out a new roadmap. And there was one user who was really looking to Finnegan Fox, and John's like, oh, I'm sorry, I really wanted to get Finnegan Fox out. It's been delayed, but I couldn't get the source code in time. And people, rightfully, I think, speculate that that means that Intellivision didn't pay the money to the company that has the source code to their satisfaction. Like they announce it, but they don't have their ducks in a row. And then like, hey, can we publish this? I'm like, well, we agreed that this would be on the Intellivision Amico, not on Google Play. You're going to have to pay us more if you want that. And we already have Fox and Forest out there. And I don't know if we want, these negotiations probably didn't happen before they announced this. That's just my speculation. So let's look at the roadmaps. Here's a history. I put this together. I'm sorry if some of it is a little fuzzy, but the first roadmap I have is from January 7th. And then we're going to go through some changes. So this is the next one. This was March 2nd, and the closed beta for the Amico Indie Dev program was delayed a month at that point. And then we have one March 21st, where Rigid Force Redux and Finnegan Fox were both delayed a month, and all of a sudden Backtalk Party appeared for the first time. And then we had April 4th. So these were happening pretty rapidly, one after another. Now the iOS Amico Home app has been delayed 1 month. It's now going to be out in May, according to this April thing. And Backdock Party's delayed. Rigid Force Redux is like, the games are getting delayed for a month. And then Pool Legends or Evil Knievel or Moon Patrol are announced for June. By the way, happy June. June's like half over. And now the Amico Dev program has been delayed 2 months, where they were going to have indie game makers, and the opening of it, the open beta, is delayed a month now. So we just have one delay. And then here is the current map And on the current map, I love how on the announcements they put in the past, Intellivision brands sold to Atari, but they never announced it. It says public announcements. They haven't made a public announcement. Atari made a public announcement. They said something on a secret Discord that's not accessible to the general public, but they haven't announced it. Only Atari has. Anyway, so now the iOS thing is indefinitely postponed, you could say. I say if it's in the future, it's indefinitely postponed. You don't have a definite date. Rigid Force Redux, Finnegan Fox, Evil Knievel, well, I guess that was the choice that they went with, Backtalk Party, all delayed. The open beta's delayed. And guess what's missing now? The Amico controller, which was supposed to be manufactured. If you look at the original one, the Amico controller was supposed to be manufactured during the summertime. I don't know if it's technically summer, but I would count this as summertime and available to the public by Christmas. And now it's completely off the map, along with the Amico console, which was never on it. So interesting. I mean, now you probably can't look forward to the controller. That looks like it's less likely that it's not even on this, that manufacturing isn't even in the future right now on their own thing. And they're cracking down. Don't ask us about anything. Don't ask us about refunds. Don't ask us about the system you pre-ordered. Don't ask us about when you can play the games you already purchased years ago. And I want to compare this to a company who I think is doing it right. The Evercade. This is an Evercade roadmap. They've done several of these. And you know what? They've had some delays here and there, but typically the delays aren't that great. You know, maybe a week or two or a month. But they put this out consistently. And they fill them in as time goes on. They're like, hey, guess what? We're going to announce new hardware in July. Or we're having new hardware come out in July, which is these little mini arcades. And we have something else coming in November. And we have these games coming out in July and September. Do you know that the Evercade, I believe, was announced after, like the year after the Amico was announced? And since then, the Blaze, the company behind the Evercade, they've put out multiple portable units, multiple hardware, the VS systems. I think they've released over 50 cartridges, each having multiple games on it. That's what they've done. And they didn't raise $17 million to do this. And this is how they do it. And you go on their Discord and it's free, it's open, you can ask questions. And it's so backwards what Intellivision is doing, or not Intellivision is doing on their Discord, where the only thing you could talk about is what we've published, and we haven't published much. And by the way, the games are not selling well. None of the games on Google Play has eclipsed over 500 downloads. They're all at 100 plus downloads, and they've been out for a while. And two of the games, Cornhole and the Dart Frenzy game, when I last checked, they were just at 50 plus, and they can't even crack 100 downloads, and they've been out for a while. So it's not looking too good. What it looks like is that Intellivision got some money from Atari. They're using the money, this is my speculation, to get their affairs in order, to pay themselves, to pay back maybe some of the people on the board who they have debts to pay off a furniture company, and they're probably going to close shop. That's my estimation. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.